So this video is going to go over oral, IM, and subcutaneous medications. And there'll be one of each. These are primarily two-step conversions. So the difference with these and your previous conversions are that, one, it's a story problem and you have to pick out the important information. And two, it gives you the conversion factor. So there's not always something you necessarily have to have memorized. So let's start off reading this question for number one. The provider orders acetaminophen 650 milligrams every 6 hours for pain. The pharmacy sends 325 milligrams tablets. How many tablets will you give per dose? So what we need to do in this question is figure out what is important. So first of all, I always say, what is the question asking you? So the question is asking you, how many tablets will you give per dose? So I want to read the question over because we figured out what it's asking. Usually the question is as asked at the end of the sentence. So the provider orders 650 milligrams or acetaminophen 650 milligrams PO every 6 hours for pain. So we know they're getting a dose every 6 hours. So the 6 hours don't really matter because I just need to know what I'm giving per dose, not how often or how many times per day, etc. Just strictly per dose. And we know that each dose is 650 milligrams. So we need to give our patient 650 milligrams. So I'm going to use the red in this to circle what we need. We know we need to give our patient 650 milligrams. That's our need. And we know that we always put our need over 1. The next thing we know is that it needs to be in tablets. So our conversion factor for this, they give it to us. The conversion factor, which I'm going to write in purple, is 325 milligrams per 1 tablet. So you see here, the pharmacy is giving us 325 milligram tablets. So instead of us having to memorize the conversions, now we know the problem is going to give them to us. So our conversion factor is right here. So like usual, we're going to put our needed or given, we're going to put our given over 1, which is circled in red here, which is 650 milligrams over 1. We know we need to get to tablets. So tablets is what we need to get to. So in order to cancel things out, per usual, you have to put, if it's on the top, you have to put it on the bottom. So we're going to use that conversion factor to cancel out milligrams and get to tablets. So in order to cancel out milligrams, milligrams has to go on the bottom. And we know that milligrams are going to be 325. And tablets can go on the top, 1 tablet. So now we've canceled out milligrams. We ended up in tablet, which is what we needed. So we're still going to divide or multiply across, which is going to be 650 times 1 over 1 times 325, which turns into 650 over 325. And 650 divided by 325 is 2 tablets. Some things to consider with tablets is if they're scored, you can do halves. So in some situations, it'll say the tablet is scored, and you can give 0.5 tabs. Okay, moving on to our next question here. So this one is going to be subcutaneous, which is highlighted here. So you receive an order for meperidine 75 milligrams subcutaneous. The vial is labeled 50 milligrams per ml. How many mLs will you give? So our need we need to see how many mLs we're giving our patient. I'm going to highlight in red here are given. So our given, what they want us to give is this 75 milligrams here. Our conversion factor, which they give us, is 50 milligrams per ml. So we're going to put our needed over 1, which is 75 milligrams over 1. We know we need to end up in ml, so we need to cancel milligrams out and get to mLs. Our conversion here is 50 milligrams equals 1 ml. This slash is an equal sign also. So we need to cancel out milligrams, so therefore milligrams has to go on the bottom to cancel out. And we're going to do 50 milligrams over 1 ml. And we're going to end up in ml, which is what we needed. So we're going to multiply across, and we're going to get 75 times 1 over 1 times 50, which is going to give us 75 over 50, and that equals 75 divided by 50, which is going to give us 1.5 mLs, and that's how much we would give our patient. All right. The last one is going to be IM. IM is also always going to be in mLs. So let's get our yellow highlighter out to figure out what's important, what we need to know out of here. So we're actually going to start with what is the question asking us. So the patient requires haloperidol, 5 milligrams IM. The available concentration is 10 milligrams for 2 mLs. How many mLs will you administer? So the question is, how many mLs are we going to give? That's what we need to get to. Our given is 5 milligrams. So your ordered is given. I'll say that. So whatever the doctor orders, so doctor orders equals your given. So in this situation, the doctor ordered 5 milligrams of haloperidol. Our conversion factor is the concentration, 10 milligrams for 2 mLs. So per usual, we're going to put our given over 1, which is the order. So 5 milligrams over 1. We know we need to end up in mLs. That's our need here. So we have to cancel out milligrams. So we know because milligrams is on top here, we have to put it on bottom here to cancel out. And our conversion tells us that 10 milligrams equals 2 mLs. So again, we're going to multiply across, which is going to turn into 5 times 2 over 1 times 10. And that's going to be 10 over 10, which is simply going to equal 1 ml. Something I want to add in case you're getting confused. In order to put, like, for instance, this 10 milligrams over 2 mLs, they have to equal each other. Just like, for instance, if we were going to put 1,000 micrograms over 1 milligram, these equal each other. We know that 1 milligram equals 1,000 micrograms. So in order to put things on top of each other, they have to be equal to each other. Thank you.